Hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. My name is Iram Raja. Today I'm going to do this really cool experiment with you guys. Some of you have likely done this before. There are multiple names out there. Some people call it Milk Symphony, some people call it Milk Rainbow. Regardless of the name, it's actually a very cool experiment. I think for the younger kids out there, you'll just like the way it looks. It's kind of cool to see. For the older kids, not only does it look good, but you'll actually able to understand some of the science behind it. So I think regardless of the age, it's always a very simple, cool experiment for pretty much kids of all ages. So let's get started. So what do we need in order to do this experiment? So there's 5 things, and everything you need, you guys will have it at home. So the number one thing on the list is whole milk. It is very important that we use whole milk, and I will explain why in a minute. Number 2, food color, Q-tips, dish soap, and a shallow plate. All right, so let's get started. So this is the shallow plate that I have over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some milk, and you only need enough milk to pretty much cover the bottom of that plate, so maybe about a 1/4 inch or so. All right, so I got milk right there. Now next thing is food color. So ideally, if you have liquid food color on hand, that's the way to do it, because you need liquid food color. Unfortunately, I did not have liquid food color on hand. All I had were these tubes basically. So these are the gel type tubes. They do not work very well, so you need to basically make a liquid version out of that. So that's what I did. All I did was I took a little bit of that and just added some water. So basically I have liquid food color in there. Hopefully you don't have to go through that trouble. You already have liquid at home. But worst case, you don't have liquid at home and you have these tubes, just put a little bit of the gel in there and put a few drops of water, and you made your own liquid food color. So I have 4 colors over here. I have red, yellow, green, and blue. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put a few drops of each of the food color in this plate. And normally, if you put the colors somewhat close to each other, you're gonna get a better look. All right. So we're gonna start with the green. So I'm just gonna put maybe one here, one there. Next, we're gonna do blue. One there, one there. Yellow. Oh, sorry, not yellow. This is red. I mean, who doesn't like food color, right? Anything with food color makes everything better. So the more food color you have, or different kind of food colors I should say, the better the effect. All right, so now we have our food color in there. Next is gonna come dish soap. So any kind of dish soap you have at home will work. So this is what I have, and what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of that and put it in this disposable dish I have. So you really don't need too much, just a little bit would do. And then last thing we need is Q-tip. So I am gonna take my Q-tip, and I'm basically just going to roll this around in the dish soap so that I have dish soap at the end of my Q-tip, okay? And now the fun begins. So now we're gonna take this Q-tip and we're gonna come over here and we're gonna gently just touch the surface of this milk. And you wanna touch very close to where the food color is, and just hold the Q-tip there for a few seconds, okay? And then watch what happens. I don't know if you guys saw this. I hope you can see it as good in the video as it looks. If not, the good thing is you're gonna do it yourself, right? So you'll actually get to see the effects. So see how this is almost like a dancing motion. So pretty cool, isn't it, right? So you can pretty much keep doing it. If once it kind of reaches like a stopping point, you can even take a new Q-tip and keep doing it. But see how right now I'm basically just touching it with my Q-tip, and how you can kind of see this whole live motion going on. So see, I told you, regardless of the age, I think kids of all ages will like it. I definitely like it. So all right, so I'm gonna leave my Q-tip inside because sometimes the motion kind of continues while we talk about the science. All right, so what's happening? So remember I said it's very important that we use whole milk. And the reason we are using whole milk is because really what's happening here is a reaction between the fat in the milk, because whole milk has more fat than, for instance, 2%, or 1%, right? The fat content is higher in whole milk. So is the science here is basically the fat in the milk and then the soap, all right? So for some of the older kids, you guys probably know that soap, the molecules that actually make up the soap has two different kind of ends, and they're opposite, they behave differently. So one end of that molecule actually likes water, the other end of that molecule actually likes oils, so meaning it doesn't like water. Milk, on the other hand, is mainly water, right? Believe it or not, milk is for the most part water, and then you have nutrients, right? So you have proteins, you have fat, you have vitamins. We know milk is good for us. So the fat that's in the milk, as soon as that Q-tip, when I bring that Q-tip and I touch the surface over here, the fat molecule in the milk basically are attracted towards the soap, wherever that fat molecule. Remember I said there's two ends of the soap molecule, right? One end likes fat, so that end and wherever the milk fat is, they're attracted to each other. So the fat from the milk basically is coming closer to this Q-tip, and then the other stuff from the milk, like the water, is moving away from the Q-tip. So that's why you kind of see that dancing motion. The minute we touch it, it seems like everything's running away. So the fat is actually coming closer, milk and everything else, or water and everything else, is running away. So, and this is pretty much how soap works, right? When we wash our hands, the idea is anytime you have germs on your hands, same thing, right? The soap is basically, it dissolves those whatever germs and all that stuff is on your hand, it dissolves that stuff, meaning it kills it. So if you really like this experiment, what you could also do is you can actually redo this using 2% milk if you have it at home, and then you can even do 1% or even just fat-free milk, and that'll kind of give you an idea that likely the whole milk is what worked best, and if you have 1% or fat-free, you will see that's the one where you'll hardly see much of the action going on, and that kind of explains because of the science. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it kind of makes sense. Please give me some feedback if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, we hope to have more of these videos coming in the near future. All right, thank you guys. Bye bye.